Welcome. Have you ever found yourself wondering whether you really deserve to be where you are? Perhaps other people seem so confident, so capable, so certain of themselves. And somewhere quietly beneath the surface, a thought appears. What if I'm not really good enough? What if I've somehow managed to convince everyone that I'm more capable than I really am? What if one day they find out? If you recognize that feeling, this meditation is for you. For the next few minutes, you don't have to prove yourself to anyone. You don't have to be impressive. You don't have to know all the answers. And you certainly don't have to become a different version of yourself before you are allowed to feel that you belong. Today, we are going to begin with a simple grounding technique that can help when self-doubt has pulled you into a spiral of anxious thoughts. And then I will guide you away from the noise of comparison and expectation on a journey of discovery where you can begin to see yourself and everything that you have already achieved a little differently. Please make yourself comfortable, and when you're ready, gently close your eyes or lower your gaze. Take a comfortable breath in through your nose and release slowly through your mouth. Again, breathing in and breathing slowly out. There is nowhere else you need to be for these first few minutes. Nothing you need to achieve. Nothing you need to demonstrate. Just this breath, this moment, and you. Begin by noticing where your body meets the surface beneath it. Notice the weight of your feet, your legs, your back, and simply become aware that something beneath you is holding your weight. If it feels comfortable, place one hand over your chest and the other over your abdomen. Feel the warmth of your hands. Feel the gentle pressure of your palms, and beneath them, notice the subtle movement created by your breathing. Now bring your attention to the places where your body is supported, perhaps beneath your feet, your legs, your back, or wherever your body meets the surface beneath you. Without needing to move or change your position, simply notice that sense of contact. Feel the steadiness beneath you, the quiet reassurance of being supported. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your breathing, the warmth of your hands, and the simple physical sensation of being here, right now, in this moment. When self-doubt takes hold, attention can become trapped inside the mind. What if I'm not good enough? What if I get something wrong? What if everyone else knows more than I do? And the more we try to find certainty, the more questions the mind can create. So for these few moments, you don't need to answer them. Instead, notice something much simpler. Your body is here. The ground is beneath you, and you are safe enough in this moment just to be present and simply breathe. Take another comfortable breath in, and as you release it, imagine allowing just a little of the pressure you've been carrying to leave with it. Not all of it. There is nothing you need to force away. Just perhaps for now, you can release the need to prove yourself. And now in your thoughts, allow the world around you to begin to change. See yourself standing at the beginning of a gentle mountain path. It is very early morning. The day has only just begun. Above you, the sky is pale and luminous, touched at the horizon with the first hints of gold. The mountain air feels wonderfully clean and cool against your skin. You can smell rich earth, wild grasses and the faint, refreshing scent of pine carried down from the higher slopes. Somewhere in the distance, you hear the gentle movement of water over stone, the sound of a mountain stream meandering amongst the grasses. You begin to walk. There is no hurry. The path rises easily and gradually, following the natural curve of the mountainside. Morning dew glistens on the soft earth and grasses, and growing all around you are perfect tiny alpine flowers. Pale blue, white, golden yellow. Some grow in open sunlight. Others have rooted between rocks and boulders. Others grow in places where it would seem almost impossible for anything so delicate to survive. And yet they grow. They do not look towards the flower beside them and wonder whether they should be taller. They do not question whether another flower deserves the sunlight more. They simply occupy the space in which they have chosen to grow. You continue walking, and after a while, you notice that there are footprints on the path. Other people have travelled this way. Some prints are deep and clear, others barely visible. Some seem to stride confidently forward. Others wander towards the edge of the path before returning. And perhaps, almost automatically, you begin imagining the people who made them. Perhaps they climbed faster. Perhaps they knew exactly where they were going. Perhaps the journey was easier for them. And then you realize that you cannot possibly know that from their footprints. You cannot tell how many times they stopped. You cannot tell how many times they doubted themselves. You cannot see the places where they almost turned round. You cannot know whether they were frightened or uncertain, or wonder whether they belonged on this mountain at all. All you can see is the part of their journey they left behind. And perhaps this feels familiar, because when we compare ourselves with other people, we so often compare what we want to see of their lives with everything we know about our own. We see their confidence and remember our uncertainty. We see their success and remember our mistakes. We see where they are now and forget everything we have travelled through to arrive where we are. It was never a true comparison. So allow those footprints to continue wherever they are going. You don't have to follow them. This is your path, and you are allowed to travel it at your own pace. The path continues gently upwards. The morning becomes brighter. Golden sunlight begins to dance through the grasses. The landscape opens and the sky seems larger somehow. Before you is a beautiful mountain meadow, high above the valleys, high above the roads and the buildings and the noise of the world below. The meadow stretches wide beneath an enormous blue sky. The grasses move in slow waves through the morning breeze. Wild flowers scatter rainbow colour across the hillside, and beyond you see the rise of magnificent mountain peaks, their distant ridges illuminated by the rising sun. Far below, the valleys are filled with fluffy white clouds, a vast ocean of streaming mist. You have climbed above them, and you stand here for a moment and just breathe in the perfect tranquility. There is so much space. Nothing is crowding you. Nothing is demanding an answer. Nothing is asking you to perform. Just sky, mountains, sunlight and breath. You walk a little further into the meadow and choose somewhere comfortable to sit down, perhaps beside a smooth rock warmed by the sunlight, or amongst the grasses and tiny alpine flowers, or perhaps beneath a solitary tree standing strong at the edge of the meadow, its branches shaped by years of mountain winds. You settle down and look towards the horizon. The mountain doesn't ask for your qualifications. The meadow doesn't need to know how experienced you are. The sky doesn't ask whether someone else could have climbed more quickly. Nothing here requires you to justify your presence. You are here, you have arrived, and you are worthy to take your place. You notice that you are holding a bag. Perhaps you hadn't even realized you were carrying it. But it has travelled a long way with you, and inside are some of the thoughts you've collected over the years. Things like, I should know more by now. Everyone else seems more capable than me. I'm only here because I was lucky. I need to work harder so nobody notices. I can't afford to get this wrong. What if I disappoint them? What if they discover I'm not as good as they think I am? You don't have to fight these thoughts. You don't need to prove them wrong. For now, simply imagine letting go of the weight of the bag and placing it on the ground beside you. Notice how it feels now that you are no longer carrying it. The bag still exists, but it isn't weighing down your shoulders, and perhaps thoughts can be a little like that. They can appear without needing to become something we carry everywhere. A thought is not evidence. A fear is not a prediction. And feeling uncertain does not mean that you are incapable. Breathe in slowly, and as you breathe out, allow your shoulders to relax a little. Let your jaw soften and your hands rest easily. You don't need to hold everything together quite so tightly. And now I would like you to remember something. Not your greatest achievement, not the most impressive thing you have ever done. Something much simpler. Think of something that once felt difficult, that became easier because you learned. Perhaps a skill, a responsibility, a conversation you once dreaded, a situation you didn't believe you could handle. Perhaps something that today seems completely ordinary, but once you didn't know how to do it. Notice that there was once a version of you who didn't know all the things that you know now, and yet you learned, you adapted, you continued. Now perhaps remember a time when something didn't go according to plan, and somehow you dealt with it. Maybe imperfectly, maybe nervously, maybe you didn't feel confident at all, but you found a way through, and that matters, because confidence is not the absence of uncertainty. Sometimes confidence is simply discovering that uncertainty does not prevent you from taking the next step. You don't have to know everything. You never did. You only need to remain willing to learn. And sometimes you will make mistakes. We all do, simply because we're human. Look around the meadow once again. Notice how different everything is. The mountains are strong and immovable. The grasses bend with every passing breeze. The flowers are small and delicate, and yet they continue. The old tree carries the marks of storms it has survived. The stream finds its way around every stone placed in its path. Nothing here has to become something else before it has value, and neither do you. There are things you know because of the particular life you have lived. There are difficulties that have taught you things no qualifications could teach. There are strengths you may barely recognize because you use them every day. You do not have to be the most experienced person in the room to contribute something worthwhile. You don't have to know everything to know something valuable. Someone else's intelligence does not diminish yours. Someone else's experience does not invalidate your own. Someone else's successes does not mean that there is less space for you. There is room in this world for different paths, different strengths, different voices, including your own. If it feels comfortable, place your hand over your heart once again. Feel the steady rhythm beneath your palm and allow yourself simply to listen to these words. You don't have to force yourself to believe every one of them. Just allow them to be here. I can feel uncertain and still be capable. I can ask for help and still be competent. I can make mistakes and still be worthy of respect. I can be learning and still belong. I do not have to prove my worth every moment. I am allowed to take my place. Now look towards the far side of the meadow. There, another pathway continues into the mountains. The morning sun has risen higher, and golden light falls across the beginning of the path. Further ahead, it curves behind the mountainside. You cannot see exactly where it leads, and perhaps that's all right, because you are never supposed to see the entire journey. You only need to see enough for the next step. Perhaps there is something ahead in your own life that has awakened self-doubt, something new, something challenging, a responsibility, an opportunity, a conversation, a place where part of you wonders, am I really ready for this? You don't need to answer that question with absolute certainty. Instead, perhaps you can ask yourself something gentler. Am I willing to take the next step? Because perhaps confidence isn't always, I know exactly what I'm doing. Sometimes it's, I trust myself enough to find out. And perhaps you don't need to wait until fear disappears. You don't need to wait until you feel completely ready. You can carry uncertainty and continue anyway. Spend another few moments here in your mountain sanctuary. Feel the fresh, clean air against your skin. Hear the gentle movement of the grasses moving softly around you. Notice the sunlight spreading across the meadow, and far below, see the clouds beginning to drift apart, revealing glimpses of the green valley below. Remember this place whenever comparison becomes loud throbs in your head, whenever self-doubt begins whispering that everyone else belongs more than you do, whenever that familiar thought returns, what if I'm a fraud? Come back then, back to the mountain, back above the clouds, back to the place where you remembered that you don't need to prove your right to exist amongst everyone else. You did not arrive at this point in your life by accident. Your experience is real. What you have learned is real. The difficulties you have navigated are real. The courage it took to continue when you weren't certain is real. And you don't need to know everything that comes next to deserve the place where you stand today. Take one final look across the mountain meadow, and perhaps, before you leave, imagine picking up that bag once more, but this time, you don't need to put everything back inside it. Leave behind what you no longer need to carry, the impossible expectation of knowing everything, the constant comparison, the belief that mistakes expose you, the pressure to prove yourself over and over again. Let those things remain here. The mountain can hold them. Take with you instead something much lighter, the knowledge that you are continually learning, you are growing, you are allowed to be imperfect, and you belong. Now begin to bring your awareness back to your surroundings. Feel the surface beneath your body. Notice the temperature of the air against your skin and the sounds around you. Take a comfortable breath in and slowly release. And as you return to your day, remember, you don't have to become someone else to deserve your place. You belong exactly as you are.